please remember waiving insurance. People will go to jail, and they will pay those fines. People, I asked specifically yesterday, if I go to jail, I have a fine. If I come back and go to jail again, I have a new fine. I already got 3 parking tickets. So they are really cracking down. They're cracking down hard. Delaware is old. They're apolitical. They don't get involved in anything. So thank you very much. Please, Occupy Delaware. Help us out. Thanks for having me.
Chester from Education.
Hi, I'm Chetan from Education and Training. We are organizing trainings, teachings, workshops, reading groups, mostly by the library, point check, here at the library. And if you want to be involved, or if you have certain issues, like certain topics to teach in, or make workshops, please find somebody staying in the library. Thank you.
And Sean from Direct Action. Hey everyone, I'm Bree. This is Sean. First off, before we tell you what we're doing tomorrow, just so everyone knows, the Direct Action has a meeting every day at 10 p.m. See everyone there. We're going to hear all the actions that you have at the meeting at the center and at the info tent. May 9th of 2011, they shot him in the head and then they killed him.
So we're going to be questions of police protection, against federal police and update. We're going to go police we're meeting with JFK and 15 to JFK, point check. And there's a corner. Just like for sanitation, we're all direct action. We're something that everyone can do. We can all put up ladders, we can all practically help, we can all put ideas together for marches. Get louder here. Louder here. Thank you. Thank you.
11:30, 15 days, 15 seconds, and 6 Hi, I'm Kamali from the Interfaith Working Group. We have meetings every Tuesday at noon and every Saturday at 1:30 at the Interfaith Center. Right now, we are facilitating a discussion series about faith-based social change and why different faith communities feel compelled by their faith to enact social change and work together for the common good. And that's been every Saturday at 3. And we also are offering pastoral care at the tent on a semi-regular basis for folks who just need people to talk to. I know it's hard being out here camping. I've been camping myself. So, the Interfaith Tent, it is on the corner of 15th and JFK. We have a big sign. Come hang out. We have one more actually. Greg?
Thank you very much. I'd like to major indulgence. My name is Greg Brinkley. I'm the Philadelphia chapter president of the National Action Network. I'm affiliated with the Reverend Al Sharpton's group, and the flyer that was just read is we're the ones organizing that tomorrow. Now, first of all, I want to say that we totally agree. Reverend Al agrees with what you guys are doing, because you're bringing these to attention to so many issues. When Occupy Philadelphia got arrested for police brutality, one of the things, the only criticism was there was no faces. What were you doing? We got the faces of police brutality in this city. This is just one of 23 unsolved shootings, murders, beatings. They're beating up young women, 2019, 20, and we got the stats, and they know it. So we're glad that you guys are going to join us tomorrow. This is the 4th event we've had with this gentleman, and we're trying to get that officer arrested, because when you know the details of what happened here, this young man put his hands up. Please listen, this is so important. He put his hands up in the living room, and he got shot and killed with 2 babies there. One was 4 years old, and one was 10 months old, and all of the witnesses who did not know him said, "It's the police." The police told him to put his hands up, he put his hands up. He begged the cop not to kill him. And these are what independent witnesses said. And then the police lied to the public, and said that he got outside, ran into a house, and somehow, and then found his head. The proof of the matter is they shot him inside the home in front of those children. So, and this is case after case. So that's you break, you break, you misuse, this is one. I just wanted to come out of the and this is how we take it right here. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Christina. Okay, thanks, Christina. How's everybody feeling? All right. We have an agenda for you tonight. Sit down if you can. What I'm going to be doing, we're going to be discussion on what are we doing about what we doing about people have opinions about construction plans, and that's fine. And now the last week or so, we've been this last week or so, how are we going to respond to this? Because it may begin rather early, rather be a team, how we don't know, like we have to do what construction is going to begin. The last 3 months, we've been having a facilitated discussion where we've basically been brainstorming. The first point was, what are the strategic and logistical implications of if we like to move away from Dover Plaza? The next was discussing was the state. Last time we discussed various other actions, thinking of spots and how we might respond to this. Okay? So tonight, what we're going to try to do is take all those wonderful ideas that we've been brainstorming over the last 3 days and try to narrow down towards one, hopefully, or at least only a few possible proposals that we can then hopefully bring one proposal forward on Friday. That's our goal, to then be up for the normal decision-making process of amendments and voting up or down. Okay? So what we're doing tonight is we're going to do a very creative process that the facilitation team has been working on. We're going to start with 2 framing spectrograms. Okay, let me explain what a spectrogram is. A spectrogram, this is going to be interactive. Okay, this is going to require motion and participation from everyone here. A spectrogram is for people to actually are going to stand up and move physically around this space according to your
personal feeling, sentiment, opinion about a question. And we're going to have two extreme poles, which are going to be represented by my staff people, okay, Corey and Justin, and a neutral point, which will be right in the middle here, wherever Nina went. Okay, you should be out there, Nina. We're going to form a crescent, okay, so we're about to do it now. So basically, the questions will be, for example, the first one is going to be, in your opinion, should Occupy Philly move from Dilworth Plaza or stay, regardless of the construction date? And what we'll do is we'll assign, Corey will be move, Justin will be stay, and Nina is the neutral point. And we're going to ask you to physically put your body on that spectrum according to how you feel about the question. But don't go yet. Not yet. Let me first, I'm glad you're excited to do it, but we're not quite ready yet. First, let me just finish going over the agenda. After we do we're going to do two framing spectrograms to just sort of initiate this. Then we're going to go through a series of possible spectrograms, possible options. We're going to test each one with a quick spectrogram, and we're going to hear some of your opinions about why you are standing in the space that you are standing. Then, we're going to narrow that, based on your spectrograms, we're going to narrow it down to a few options. We're going to have a breakout group to discuss which of those options is the best, in your opinion. And then, we are going to do a straw poll to see if we can narrow it down to two options. If that's as far as we get tonight, that's a great starting point. If we're lucky, we'll have more time, and we'll be able to do another breakout group to choose between those two and narrow it down to one proposal that we can then delegate. We're going to speak for the two proposals, get it down to one, and then delegate that proposal, and then to be the proposal, then present it on Friday. Present it proposal. Okay, that's our business plan. It's going to be fun and interactive, so we encourage you to participate and hopefully enjoy this. I want to say one other thing, which is in this discussion, we are not going to decide that you as an individual are going to do as an individual has the freedom to autonomy as what we're going to do. Or do whatever we're discussing. That's not what we're discussing. What are we as Occupy really going to do in a unified voice? Right? Just like every decision that we make, it's about our official position or statement or voice on the question. So keep that in mind. When you arrange yourself on a spectrogram, you're not doing it for what you think you're going to do. You're going to stand where you think Occupy Philly should do. Does that make sense? Give me twinkles if you understand what I'm talking about. Oh, good. Right, and I just want to reiterate, these options which are going to spectrogram are things which were brainstormed in the last 3 nights as possible responses to this dilemma. Okay? So, I'm going to ask, if you have a question or a process concern, that you talk to our input taker, Ivanka, right here. And we're going to move forward with our first spectrogram. So I encourage you all to stand up now, if you're able. And we are going to arrange ourselves according to this question. In your opinion, should Occupy Philly move from Dilworth Plaza, represented by Corey, or stay, regardless of the construction date, represented by Justin? The neutral point is Nina. And I want to clarify, if you are unsure, or don't have an opinion, or don't know, or need more information, I encourage you to stand near the neutral point. And I also encourage you to move in proportion to how strongly you feel about it. If you feel very, very, very strongly that we should move, you would stand right next to Corey. If you, and vice versa, you would stand right next to Justin. If you feel sort of more towards moving but not really sure, maybe over in here. And does that make sense? Okay. All right, so this is a visual representation of our general opinion. Can you see? Okay. I'm going to just speak to a few people in the GA to voice why you're standing where you're standing. And I'm going to use the people's mic for that, okay?
First I'm going to ask someone on the move side to explain why they're standing there. Is anyone over here want to volunteer to explain why you are exactly where you are?
This is a point that was brought up in the earlier GA. one. First of all, those who are in favor of common space plaza.
Now someone is against moving to Thomas Paine Plaza. Someone speak up.
Thank you.